Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. So we are looking at a Jaguar 500 made by, how do you say that? Kazuma Jaguar 500. So I don't know how well you can read the plate on this thing. This thing was manufactured 11/2007, so I'm going to assume it's a 2008 model. Now, I don't know anything about this machine. The little bit of research I found, some people are saying that it is a Polaris underneath. Fuji Robin made the motor and the entire drive, or the drive is shared. The motor's made by, once again, Fuji Robin. I really don't know. This is, it doesn't say high output on it anywhere. And I think, I don't know, I think by 2008 that Polaris was putting fuel injection in their machines. I believe this has a carburetor. Anyhow, I really need some indulgence and help from you guys. This is my first, and the little bit of work I did looking for parts, I really can't find much of anything out there. And be careful as you're poking around, because as you're looking for some parts, there's some virus-like websites. So do be careful, right? You type in Kazuma Jaguar 500 and there's a website that looks like it should provide you with parts, but if you go on to it, it will take over your computer and destroy your software, adopt your identity, and probably run off with your significant other. So be careful as you're looking for parts. Anyway, as we're going through this machine, if you guys could help me. To me, it looks like the recoil is on the wrong side, and it looks like that hole there is threaded, though it looks like something went around it. And as you look at the recoil cover, right, and where the water pump is there, or yeah, I think that's a water pump, and the way the transmission is, for somebody out there with a Polaris, if you could tell me, oh yeah, that's the Polaris 500 motor, but you're carbureted instead of fuel injected. I would really appreciate that information. Once again, the little research I've done, they kind of have like the Polaris recoil here and the Kazuma Jaguar 500 here, right? And they're not listing them as in this will fit that or anything else. So any help I could get, I'd really appreciate. Now, to get the seat off of this thing, you want to pull on this cable here, by the way, and you want to make sure you maintain that cable. It appears to be a little thin. If it breaks off, I imagine it is a bear to get in here. So, looking at these wires, what goes where? I mean, you got red here, and then you got green, but these two are kind of taped together. So is that hot? And this one's ground, or the other way around? So the first thing we want to do is kind of be sure about that. If you hook up things the wrong way, you'll see this little puff of smoke. That's the first smoke you'll see as you burn something up here. And the second puff of smoke will happen when you're trying to come up with the money to get the parts to fix it. So I'm going to poke around with the meter, and then we'll put the battery in, turn the key, and hopefully start. By the way, there are 3 places for this key to go. Plus you also got this push button here. This is going to be interesting. I don't see any hacking on the wire harness other than this is real ugly. But we'll straighten it out and get things going. To figure out which wire goes where, the first thing you want to do is ground your meter. And now we're looking for what's hooked directly to ground. So you guys could see I have the meter on audible. Strange, these two wires that are hooked together right here, they go to ground. There's a bunch of green on them, which I guess is good. But you also have red here. And then this guy, who's all black, right, it's going to positive. I'm just going to double check this. And the way you do this is, the first place the positive goes is to the starting relay. And to find the starting relay on this, you look under here, and there it is, right? So I'm going to swap the wires, and we're going to check to make sure the positive goes there. So we're checking to see if this goes to the positive, and just so you guys hear. And then once again, if I ground it, I have it open. So this is positive and these are negative. And I'm going to retape these because normally with positive there's more than one lead that goes to the battery. So that's one thing. These also, just quickly, these are hooked together. So I don't know if one goes to directly to engine ground and the other one goes to frame ground. I'm not sure, but that's interesting. Normally, once again, it's the positive that has the multiple leads on it. So the batteries install. Positive, red, happy. Black, negative, happy. And if we turn this on, I don't know how much could you guys see. So it's telling me total kilometers is 713.4. Total miles 415.3. So by my estimation, this is a almost a new machine. The air cleaner is loose. Hopefully it's not going to bother anything there. I'm going to smash the seat on, and we'll see if we can't get this thing started. So as I've told you guys in the beginning, I know nothing about this machine, so we're going to start off slow. I assume that's in neutral, then low, high. I wonder how you do reverse. Another lever here somewhere. I really don't know. Well, we'll just try not to have to go backwards. Maybe there's an electronic, oh, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Maybe you, let's put it in two-wheel drive. Oh, lock four-wheel drive, that's not reverse. I don't know. I'm sure we'll figure it out when we get to it. I think that's choke. Well, let's see if she starts. I need more battery. Okay, we got the jump box hooked up. Hopefully I didn't leave that on and kill it. On, I think that's choke. I hope that's choke. Well, I like that. Of course, if it stalls, I'm gonna have to walk back and get this. Anyway, let me smash the GoPro on, see if we can't get a quick ride out of this thing. No, I think that's the choke on. Anyway, let me start it, warm it up for a minute, then we'll get a ride. So here we go. Seems a little cold-blooded. Once again, I know nothing about this other than that the oil is full. Wow, this is way up here. I know there's gas in the tank. Well, let's pop it into gear, see what happens. Move. Now, let's talk about Sportsman 500s. I spent some time in Margaretville at a buddy of mine's place, and he had a Sportsman 500. And we used to run it around. I mean, it was fun to drive, but it was like riding a couch. By the way, this is a 50-50 chance this thing might have to get dragged home with the ride of shame. Carburetor seems like it needs some love and attention. Yeah, and I gotta cut it back here. This is looking awful shaggy. I have these Lyme disease ticks that love my property and love the property I'm trespassing on. So every time I brush up against a branch, I think I got one on me. I had to start spraying myself with bug repellent. You know, the crap that is full of DEET. So it'll keep the bugs off of me, but it'll probably give me putty brain or something. Alzheimer's. Boy, this thing's got some stiff steering. I'm in low. A lot of stuff sticking out. So I kind of brought you guys along for the ride of working on this thing, so you guys can tell me what is just like a Sportsman and what just isn't. Ouch. Yes, that hurt. This thing is higher than the other machines, so I'm gonna get poked and jabbed more when I ride it. So it looks like in this low range, the most you'll get out of it is about 15 miles per hour. I would stop and put it in high, but I'm afraid it's going to stall. Let me get it back to the driveway first. I still have no clue how to put this in reverse. Maybe one of you guys can tell me how to do that. It doesn't seem to say reverse on the sticker. It's a little bit of a surprise. not going to really idle. Let's try high. Okay, that's 20 miles per hour. Speedometer works. I like that a lot. I showed you guys what the speedometer looks like. If you guys can tell me if it's like the Sportsman or not, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to get this thing rolling a little bit. I'm going to try turning off the choke. I got to lubricate up the steering. It as you turn it toward an extreme, it kind of locks up. And we're almost at walking. These things have a well-documented fuel delivery problem. I guess the vapor lock, and that's what this thing is doing. It's kind of leaning out on me. I should share the rant with you guys. I got another eBay problem, right? There you go. Well, made the entire trip. It seems to be running a little lean. I got to put that air cleaner on. Some carburetors have a little electronics in them that not having an air cleaner on could confuse them. So I do have to do that. I guess you guys could see it obviously starts, runs, moves. For what I have tied up in it, this is not bad. I'm happy, right? I can't be any happier. I wonder what this other thing does. Why are there two of them? Doesn't matter if there's two of them or not. The key doesn't seem to work in that one. I wonder if the battery's charging. Oh, the fans work. You guys heard that cooling fan come on. Starter clutch doesn't sound great. You know, I don't see any major problem with this, but I could also understand why a guy with a shop would be nervous. That starter's making a little bit of noise. He's got to get into the carburetor, right? And as you're sitting here going, boy, I got to take all this plastic off and get into the carburetor and clean it up, clean up the idle jets and so forth. And that starter doesn't sound great, and the recoil rope is broken, and the little thing that goes on top of the recoil is missing. I don't know what kind of money he has into it. He sold it to me for a reasonable price. So I could see why I wouldn't want to put a guarantee on it. Anyway, once again, I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch, comment, and subscribe. Please keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. You really don't know how many you're going to get, and a few of my friends found out about that the hard way. So make sure you get out there and have some laughs. You might be closer. You might be further from the beginning than you thought. Anyway, take care, folks.